I'm Mayor Jan Moore, and I would like to call the special meeting of the City of Statesboro City Council to order. Tonight we're here to meet our 3 police chief finalists who have been busy all day interviewing with various folks, and so I think we've pretty much worn them out. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the format this evening, and then I'm going to turn it over to Robert Cheshire. But before I do that, I would like to introduce our new city manager, Randy Wetmore. Randy, if you can raise your hand. He'll be joining us officially on September 1st. I know he's going to do a great job. We're very blessed to have you. We thank you and look forward to working with you here at the city. Tonight, what we're going to do, the 3 candidates themselves, and I get to use this word, so I'm kind of excited, are sequestered. They're going to be brought out one by one. Robert Cheshire is going to be leading this part of what we do this evening. And they're going to briefly introduce themselves. They will each be asked the same 2 questions. Is that right, 2? Is that what it is? Okay, 3. And so they won't hear the other one's answers before they give their own. We felt like that was the fair thing to do. So that it's truly their original thoughts. So I'm very excited about that. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for our city to show how we can come together and how we can evaluate these candidates, and I think it's great of them to be willing to do this. So when they get done, they will go out and you can ask them anything you want to ask them. We can't do it in a formal setting, but as they walk around tonight, when they get done with their part of this up here on the podium, like I said, I hope you will ask them. I hope whatever your opinion is and whatever your thoughts are, that you will share that with your city councilman. You can share that with me. You can share that with Robert. Anybody. We want to know what this community thinks because we feel like this is an extremely important, what we like to say, mission critical hire. And so for the betterment of our community, I hope that you will all be involved. So having said all that, I'm going to step down and let Mr. Cheshire take it from here.
Did you open the meeting?
I did. I called the order.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Well, okay, I did. And then I will say this, because we have a quorum of city councilmen here tonight, that's the reason we held it in this format, to make sure that we were abiding by the open meetings law. And we will also have a motion to adjourn at the end at 7 when we get done. Thanks.
Good evening. Let me make sure you can hear me in the back as well. We good? Good. That's the worst thing, is to not being able to hear, and then I hear a lot of grumbling. I just want to make sure we're all good there. It has been a grueling day. We have 3 really good candidates. I know they're going to be exhausted when this is finished. They're going to sleep well tonight. As the mayor said, we've had interviews, formal interviews. They've had meet and greets similar to this. That FaceTime gives them the opportunity for you to ask whatever questions you need. We want this to be a very public and a very good vetting process. So anyway, we're going to get started right now. I'm going to bring the first candidate up. This is Chief Herbert Blake. Chief Blake is the current Chief of Police in Hendersonville, North Carolina. And what I'll do is I'll ask the questions and then I'll hand you the mic and we'll go back and forth on the screen, if that's okay. All of these will be 3 minutes or less. So Herbert, Chief Blake, 3 minutes or less. If you give a little bit about your background, why you're interested in the Chief of Police position, and what makes you the best candidate for this position.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming. My name is Herbert Blake. I'm the police chief in Hendersonville, North Carolina. That city has a population of about 14,000 people. My department has roughly 65 people total in the agency. And I'm interested in this position simply because I've been the police chief in Hendersonville for 8 years and 8 months, and I'm looking for a fresh new challenge. And this looks like an outstanding opportunity to take my background and look at my 16 total years experience as a police chief that's been effective and successful, very well with us. I bring a reputation of stability, of success, and I would love to offer my services to the city of Statesboro if when it's also become you deem that I am a good fit for your future.
Again, these next questions, both questions at least, I may do the third one, but at least the first two, all of them are going to be the same job candidates with others employees. They're not here to other things and play off of them. So the next question is, and again, 3 minutes or less. Everybody can use them. In light of recent events across the country involving law enforcement, what are some proactive steps that you would take as chief of police to hopefully ensure that citizens aren't unnecessarily harmed and police officers are kept safe?
I think one of the most important things a police chief can do is set the right tone and culture of leaders. And I have heard and I have read across the country so many police chiefs and sheriffs basically declaring that there's some sort of war against police officers. I have not adopted and I will not foster or promote that type of tone. I think what it comes down to is, yes, we make mistakes and we do have, on occasions, bad police officers who somehow get into the system and remain in the system, and when something bad happens, the first thing some police chiefs and sheriffs may do is circle the wagon or circle the wagons and defend the officer's actions. I think any shooting is, even if it's lawful, it's awful. And I've said this previously, when a community tells you that your approach, your level of service is not sufficient, you need to listen to them, you need to do justice. And that's what I have done, and that's what I will continue to do. Serve here, or serving wherever I serve, we do mistakes. Sometimes we just need to own up to the mistakes we made and take corrective actions. No parent wants to do it. Well, an officer costs in the area. So I just think we need to be empathetic. Leadership is important. My tone, culture that I foster, or any police chief fosters, is very important. And somehow, when we make mistakes where I'm at now, we tend to get through those things and look better off. Instead of everything else around, and thinking about people that we have to do. And so we need to be empathetic. We need to be open to suggestions from people outside of office. And that's the type of leadership, and that's the type of tone and culture that I hope to bring and foster. Thanks a lot for the
Two more questions. And just say, make sure to talk loud enough so everybody can hear. Last question, again, 2 minutes or less. As chief of police, how would you meet the goal of providing exceptional quality of service to our citizens expect and strengthen the staffing level of the police department, all while working within a very challenging budget environment?
Is that fair? What I would bring to the table is my first police chief position is small community. I stayed there 7 years and was able to ascend to the part-time I believe it is easy to step up into this and what I've seen based on the tools that I've had, the interactions that I've had with staff and the police department, and I've told you this, I think they don't realize, unfortunately, we are well supported. And I have never been about growing agencies very much. I've always been about being effective and efficient and creating excellence through the best you can. With what you can work. And that's basically what I would try to do in one action, there's no secrets, you budget the budget. And priorities will be priorities. And I just my record in my past, we need to serve the community effectively, the budget that's presented to us based on the recommendations of the city manager and the approval of the elected officials who actually review the budget. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to look, and sometimes you don't always know what you see. I just think that I bring exceptional quality and value, and it would be an absolute if I were to serve as the police chief of Station and I would guarantee, not completely, but I would guarantee that the department would be responsive, respectful, disciplined, and use force, and I would take every opportunity to elevate and empower the employees of that police department. The job's coming, and police officers and associated staff, companies, good, fair, leadership. And I have graduated learning that two people I've known for almost 16 years as police chief, working locally,
Thank you, Chief Blake. Next up, we're going to have Chief Saunders Rhodes. Chief Rhodes recently retired as the Chief of Police in Horry County, South Carolina. And I would say, as I introduced Charles Sykes, that I asked him to call him Special Agent, Colonel, and he said just call him Mr. I wanted to make sure that I told everybody about his career title. This is Chief Rhodes. You got one question to ask first. And you'll ask one, I'll ask you, and then come up. And 3 minutes or less. Tell us a little bit about your background and why you are interested in the chief of police position and why you're the best candidate for this position.
Good evening. My name is Saunders Rhodes. I am from the Horry County, South Carolina area. Many of you may be familiar with Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is located within Horry County. I recently retired from being chief of police at the Horry County Police Department. I was there for almost 24 years before retirement. Long history in law enforcement as I'm a cop that started at the bottom and worked my way up to the top. I have passion for law enforcement. I am definitely interested in state school. I've had an opportunity to spend some time here, to spend some time with the people, and it has all of the values of some place that I would like to bring my family. And so I'm truly interested in getting to know this place and getting to know you all here as well. I believe that I am the best candidate for the position because I bring experience, I bring knowledge, and I bring the passion and compassion for the job. And honestly, upon retiring, really was my decision to teach full time because I'm also an adjunct professor. But in looking at the state of the relationship between law enforcement, and not necessarily here in the community, but between law enforcement and our communities right now, I feel that I have a lot more to give. And I want to give. I want to be a part of the process of improving the relationship between the community and the police. And so what the local is with the influence of social media, anything and everything that happens now affects us right here in Statesville or wherever you're from. And so I feel I want to be a part of improving the relationship. And I want to be a part of this great department. Everything that I've looked at is told this is a wonderful police department. I've met some great members today. And I think that I would love to make this place home and be a part of the state borough family, government family. Thank you.
Yes, Stephen.
Okay.
One more question, Chief President. We need 3 minutes or less. Continue to deliberate. In light of recent events across the country involving law enforcement, what are some proactive steps that you would take as chief of police to hopefully ensure that citizens aren't unnecessarily harmed and police officers are kept safe?
I do believe that that is a two-pronged answer. I believe that training for law enforcement has to be a priority for all of us. I think that there has to be some concessions made on the part of law enforcement as well as on the part of the community. I think that law enforcement, in probably heard this before, but I'm in total agreement that law enforcement really have the obligation of being the leaders in the community to solve problems that traditionally haven't been seen as law enforcement problems. Police officers are called to be psychologists, they're called to be marriage counselors, they're called to be, parents, foster parents, raising kids today. And I do believe that we welcome those responsibilities, but I do think that we have to be prepared for those responsibilities as well. Let's not fool ourselves and say that bad things don't happen. Police officers are human beings. And sometimes in making those split-second decisions, bad things do happen. And I think in order to mitigate that, law enforcement has to have a relationship with the community. The community has to be involved with the police department. Sir Robert Peel said a long time ago, he was the first Metropolitan Police Department in London, that the police are the people and the people are the police. And that's what it is. It hasn't changed very much. The community are the police. We have to have a partnership with the community to address any of the problems that need to be addressed. I've taken some proactive steps in my experience to include the community in the police department. We've included the community in coming in being a part of our promotional process, and coming in and learning what the police department is doing, coming in, doing ride-alongs, involving them, the community leaders, having relationships with our ministerial alliance. I think that is so important. Now, I will say, here in Statesboro, I see a lot of good things happening with the police department. I see the community coming by and dropping off cookies and dropping off water to the police department. So I think that you have a great foundation, and I'm actually looking forward to building upon that foundation here. We have to recognize that everyone is going to have to realize that law enforcement is not always right. It's not always right. We can make mistakes, but I think as long as we train for that, as long as we prepare our officers, it's not the same as it used to be. This is Mayberry, and we're not dealing with the same problems that Mayberry had to deal with. We're dealing with real problems. And as law enforcement, we have to address those problems. He's giving me the sign to close this down, but I will be around to talk, and would love to share more with you of my experience in community-oriented policing. Thank you.
All right, one more question for Chief Rose in 3 minutes. As Chief of Police, how would you meet the goal of providing the exceptional quality of service our citizens expect and strengthen the staffing level of the police department, all while working within a very challenging budgeting environment?
It's definitely the hardest one so far. We are all called to do more with less, and we do try to do that. I believe it's about creating priorities, a list of priorities of what's most important. And speaking with some of the officers today, I know that one of the priorities has been the flight of officers, the shortage of officers, I should say. I think that is most important because it affects the providing of services to the citizens as well as the morale within the police department. And both of those have to be high priorities for us here in Statesboro. And so I think addressing that would be most important. Obviously, there are some other positions. Normally, when you have some patrol positions that are short, then you have other positions that are short. We'll have to ask our citizens to understand that our patrol division is the backbone of this police department. And we have to make sure we're able to provide those services. And so in looking at that, we have to look at other methods of reporting crime. We do have internet, we have the telephone. So not every call is going to require a police officer to come. A lot of that depends on educating the community to accept that, because most people say, if I want the police, I call the police, I want the police to come. And so I think that it's going to be a matter of accepting alternative methods of call taking. We have to change our priorities as well when it comes to how we police the community. There are trainer programs that can teach us how to not just respond to police calls, but to respond with the vision of, or with the goal of problem solving. Because I think once we address the problem and solve the problem, we'll actually decrease the number of calls that are coming about that problem. And so those are just another way that we can look at handling that. Morale within the police department is absolutely important. You're never going to make everybody happy, so let's not pretend that you will. But I think making sure that we show our officers that we appreciate them, that's going to be reflected in the services that they put out to the community. I've never met an officer yet that says, I don't want to be here because I don't make enough money. But I have met officers who said, I don't want to be here because I'm not appreciated. And then that is reflected in the way that they provide services to the public. So that's a start inside. That's a start inside. And then we move that out. Thank you.
Been in the last candidate. There are three very strong candidates. And they've been very impressive all day. I don't think anybody's been through, I don't even know if the city manager went through the grilling that they've got on this. But anyway, the last one was Charles Sykes. He was second. He's retired special agent in charge of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, amongst other things that he's done in his career. Mr. Sykes, I'm going to ask you a series of three questions. Please do the first one. You've got 3 minutes for that. Answer this one. Do the same 2 seconds. In 3 minutes or less, tell us a little bit about your background and then why you're interested in the chief of police position and why you're the best candidate for that position.
I'm Charles Sykes, from Statesboro, from Veteran Ridge, and being here for y'all remember we separated from Louisville 2 years ago. Retired from the GBI, from the National Guard, for Bullitt County in the probation department for 3 years. Served overseas in the U.S. military from 2008 to 2013. And when I got back, I had an opportunity to start the court for a year, and so constitutional office to be for the court. I'm interested in the chief's position because it gives me one more time to use the knowledge, skills, and abilities I've developed through my life here in my hometown. See, our police department is a very good, beautiful facility that our leadership was provided for them. Equipment, as far as I can see, is up-to-date equipment. Through training, talking to the officers, receive tremendous amount of training regarding the profession of being a peace officer. And the officers themselves present a very good image for the city of Statesboro. So that's why I'm interested. I'm not quite ready to retire. Because I often tell people in a huge way, I love them. See, who I met at Ford College. And taught mathematics, retired from the Southern. But we're not quite ready to go for a state council seat. And she loves to hire and be a friend. I'm interested in positions that I need something to do. And I think I can contribute to the organization and these to come to you. Why are you best fitted for the position? That's not in my abilities. I sit with 2 professional peace officers here from South Carolina. I recognize that from time I've met in this room with great candidates. And I hopefully have people knowledge, skills, and ability in this baby. That's just not my nature to say I'm the best qualified because I'm not necessarily so. But I think I'm just qualified. I would like to say, on behalf of Nick Parker, to Chief Blake and Chief Rhodes. Using time. That student space pros have done a good extraordinary job. We all have commented about that today in doing this process. You had 21 applicants, 21 applicants for the job. That's a great credit to this community. 21 with 10, and then down to the first. Thank you, my home community, for voting my associates and for this event.
2 more questions. Again, 3 minutes or less. In light of recent events across the country involving law enforcement, what are some proactive steps that you would take as chief of police to hopefully ensure that citizens aren't unnecessarily harmed and police officers are kept safe?
Training, police officer training in regards to the Ferguson effect, as it's called, and white papers are being written now regarding police and recommendations for policing in America. Policing in America is determined by the citizens of the community. Training of officers, the proactive part, is holding people accountable for their actions, if their actions are wrong. And they may or may not. My professional chiefs over here know as well as I. The equipment of body cameras, those types of things, police officers are an integral part of policing in America today, because everybody else is reporting it. So the police need to report it as well. But body cameras are not in themselves the sole answer to the police in America. There's many factors that come into that investigation and that role, other than just the recording of the event and the body camera from the police officer. That many other things come into that play of that. What occurs as a result of any type of police encounter. Police officers, by and large, will tell you the biggest thing about encounters with police, and thousands of people encounter and react to police every day in this nation, in this community, etc. And it's just those rare instances that occur that draw a lot of attention to it. But they're successful encounters of every traffic stop, violations of traffic laws, etc. All were system to the police when an issue occurred. So there's many things that occur. Training is one of the big things. Equipment, enforcement of the training, enforcement of the standards, set forth, all those play into today's community in America.
And again, 3 minutes or less. It's the last question. As chief of police, how would you meet the goal of providing an exceptional quality of service our citizens expect and strengthen the staffing level of the police department, all while working within a very challenging budget environment?
One of our questions this afternoon, and I don't know about Chief Blake or Chief Rhodes, and I was talking about that then. They asked what was the budget for the police department. And Chief Rhodes and I didn't know whether Chief Blake he knew the budget or not. But it's $6 million. And that's a lot of money. But Chief Rhodes and I were talking about that. We didn't know what the budget was, but we knew this. It's a pretty good one based on the facilities that we have for our private police department, based on the equipment that they have, and based on the officers that are employed that we have encountered during the day. So what would I do to go with providing acceptable quality of service? Training is a big thing in policing in today's world. Providing adequate training, providing adequate supervision of police officers on the street, and staffing level. We understand there's a shortage, and there's shortage in all police officer professions throughout the nation, throughout the state. As with a lot of things, salaries, benefits, etc., and also people not wanting to get involved in the profession for a variety of reasons in today's thing, today's world. But I would move forward with those things. They already do. Police department already does. Staffing, trying to recruit good people, and try to retain. Recruit is one thing. Retention is another. In all agencies, important to serve on the Board of Safety, Board of State Training, Board of Investigation, Board of State Training. So all agencies, state agencies face the same thing that we face here in this community regarding staffing. Recruitment and retention of people. Salary wise, Otherwise, those other things come into play when you look at the work. I want to say, benefits, the benefits that we give, public safety officers. So, working with a talented budget, all you got, is what you got. Ain't what you want, it's what you got. Many of you are successful business people in this community, and you recognize that out front. And so you have to work within the amount of money that you get. But particularly the tax base, it provides opportunity to really build this community, which
Thanks, Charles. At this point, that's really the end of the formal part. They're gonna make their way out into the audience and give you that face time, that you can ask any questions. I think I would be remiss if I didn't thank Sea Island Bank for allowing us to use this facility. They were very hospitable, helped us set up, worked well. I think the venue's good. Hopefully everybody's been able to hear everything, but if you didn't, they're gonna be coming out there and you'll have the opportunity to ask. Would you like to add anything, Mayor?
I just want to say real quickly, I hope that y'all have gotten something out of it, and will continue to get something out of this. I could not be more proud of the city of Statesboro, the folks, the staff of the city, for what they've done in putting this together today. It is run like a top. And it just goes to show you that we're not the richest city in the world, but we're the best. And y'all have done a tremendous job. And I want to thank especially Robert Cheshire, Jeff Grant, and Sue, and Flavia, thank you, Sue, for what y'all done today, because there are not a whole lot of communities, I would venture to say very few, that would go to this length to let folks meet their next police chief. And I think it's a huge deal. And so, again, Robert, thank you for what you and the staff have done. We are very blessed to have this quality of employee here at the city of Statesboro. Thank you. And I hope you all enjoy everything and get to talk all the minutes.
And we're going to 7 o'clock. We've got almost an hour. And please eat the food.